Okay, the time is 12:06 p.m. Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. I'm still in the ISIS complex located at 1509 S Street Northwest. I cannot, no matter what, report anything that's happening in the perimeter. That's backyards, that's front yards, that's writ large. All I can report is this morning's events. So considering that this is a very active terrorist complex, in order to not be distracted, interrupted, and so on and so forth, with heinous noise and terrorist activity that literally goes on while I film, I'm gonna put the sound machine on, okay? Okay, so starting at 4 a.m., I woke up to use the restroom. That's this morning, this date on the calendar at 4 a.m. When I went to the bathroom, I got poisoned. Whoever's doing it was up. So I could tell, okay, because I was fine until I moved around. I went to the bathroom. I went back into my extra room. I stopped to pet my cat in there. I was going to go back to bed. But anyway, so I was up for a good handful of minutes, and that was long enough for them to start emitting and pumping in this U.S. Navy gas. That's what I call it. And I got so sick out of nowhere. We know how it goes, okay? I've described it good enough. There's much more details to describe how sick and how exactly it was to be gassed, what it was like. But the fact is, it's still ongoing, so I need to report the facts, and the facts are they're still gassing me. I'm an unarmed civilian in my bedroom, okay? And they're doing it around the clock, up to the point of the court date. They're bringing this property into their court of law, civil courthouse tomorrow. I don't know what to exactly make of this, but the facts are the facts. So at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, they started just blasting my room up, my extra room up, with really nauseous, what I call U.S. Navy gas. Whatever it is a chemical gas. There's no question, it's unequivocal, completely a chemical gas. So then I had to start racing 3 different times. I went back and forth to go diarrhea. They blasted me in my main room. They blasted me in my extra room. They blasted me so bad in my bathroom at 4 a.m. This went for about 15 minutes, and by that time I was exhausted. I already had been intending to go back to sleep at 4 a.m. At that point, I really needed to, once the poisonous gas had finally stopped. It was a 15-minute long crusade of chemical gas being pumped into my room. I don't know, all I did was walk around. All right, so that's my actions, and that's what I'm testifying to. Then I went back to sleep, all right, and the same exact thing started up again, okay? There's been, since I woke up at, 9:30? Something like that. I was still kind of tired, but I got up. There's been really serious, big news, big stuff, big events that I am forbidden from discussing that have been taking place in the perimeter and in this house. I cannot talk about it, okay? All I can talk about is the serious poison, and this is big enough. This is really serious what they did. So, when I woke up, they did it again, the same tactics, gassing me in every room I went into. There was nowhere for me to get away from it. By minute, it was ongoing. It never stopped pumping, okay? So by minute 15, it went a really long time. I started to contemplate, okay, I got to get my animals and myself out of this house, and I was very serious in that. I started to contemplate, okay, what's my next move here? This gas, actually, I don't believe, this is my thoughts, okay? I'm repeating my thoughts at the time when it was occurring. I said to myself, I don't believe this gas is going to stop today. I cannot have my animals or myself in this house. I need to either get into the backyard or the front yard, and I need to figure out how to do that right now. But the gas was so strong, I was disabled and immobilized, and I couldn't stop going diarrhea. But my plan was, once I gushed it out, again and again and again and again, because they were gassing me for up to 20 minutes straight, I was going to gather my animals and literally emergency evac out of the house. It was that bad today, okay? So I want whoever's listening to this to mark this on their calendar date. And I wasn't surprised, because tomorrow is that court date. I have to come to the conclusion that this gas this morning was so vicious that I'm like fully consciously was on the verge of literally running out of the house with my animals to get away from it, because it just wasn't going to stop. And that rarely happens. That's only happened, honestly, about maybe a handful of times. I would say 5 different times over the course of this entire time that I've been in this property and they have used gas. It doesn't happen very often where I literally stop and think, okay, I got to get out of here. This is really getting serious. I got to get some sort of emergency plan out of this house with the animals. I can't responsibly keep them in here, and I can't, for my own welfare, keep staying in this gas. They're not going to stop. I don't know why, but it's clearly not stopping. So my next move has to be in response to that. Okay, I did pray about it, all right? I did. My answer in prayer while I was being brutally gassed with a chemical poisonous gas was absolutely do not leave this house. Absolutely do not take your cats outside of this house. Okay, I was praying while I was going diarrhea. If anyone's trying to figure out where I stopped to do that, that's where. And I did it 3 different times while I was going diarrhea. I went diarrhea about 6 times in 20 minutes. I would say actually maybe 8, because of where they were tactically gassing me. I'd have to go all over again. So we'll get to those details to give just a general idea of what they did tactically. But there was 3 of those times towards the end of the just outright chemical gas attack inside of the property, 1509 S Street Northwest, targeting me. I was a victim of it, where I had to consider, okay, me and my cats can't responsibly be in here. I got to get out of here. They could make me really critically sick if this does not stop. Okay, so I have been through this sort of poisonous gas so much, I unequivocally know how my body responds to it. And this gas is so strong and so poisonous. There's no question that it's lethal, that it could most definitely kill a person. And that is why I had to be responsible and decide what's my next move. My guidance in prayer as I was gushing out massive amount of diarrhea in absolute critical and dire pain. Like, I'm talking on a threshold of 1 through 5, it was a 3 and a 4. It was really, really serious what they were doing in this morning around 9 in the morning. There's a really loud muffler. Hold on. This shit's unbelievable here. That's why I have that sound machine. Wow, you can hear it crashing through even over that sound machine. Yeah, this is a real bad place to live. This city is a bad place to be. Okay, so I did lose my train of thought because of that crashing loud muffler. Just please bear with me. So I'm sorry if I am now having to pick up and start over. Okay, nonetheless, let's go back to tactical, what they did. So as soon as I started moving around and started making coffee at like 8:30 or 9 in the morning, they hit me. I came into my main room. I was just sitting in my chair. I got really, really, really sick. I knew what they were doing because they had done it this morning at 4 a.m. And I said, oh no. And I raced to the bathroom. And at that point, once I had raced, they started filling up every room they possibly could. It was in the hallway. It was in my bathroom. It was in my extra room. And it was in my main room. And every time I came back into my extra room to try to get away from it outside of my bedroom, it was even stronger in my extra room. So I would stand in my extra room. I did this about 3 different times, standing there, grabbing at my body, breathing through my mouth, trying to hold on, trying to stand through this pain. Trying to stand up. I wasn't lightheaded. I didn't feel that I was going to lose my balance and fall down. Never at once do I feel that way. But you're so freaking sick. You're so scared, dude. You know someone's pumping this stuff in your house, and you know how sick you are. And you don't know why they're doing it or what it is. You're speculating. But you know they're doing it to you, and there's no question about that. Okay, so there was a lot that was going on during this 20-minute long event, criminal incident, that I cannot report about. So I was aware of what was happening, but I can't even drop even a clue, not one clue as to what I was witnessing. It's forbidden, okay? So there was all this stuff and things going on, and I'm leaning up against my table in my extra room. I would walk in. This is 2 times I walked in and I held myself there, grabbing at my body, all this pain, so on and so forth. Breathing through my mouth, trying, not because there's dead body stenches, breathing through my mouth because I'm in so much fucking pain and I'm so fucking sick. And it's been going on and on. We're at minute like 15. It's like literally the house is not stopping. The house is just now a gas chamber. Okay, this whole second floor was bad news. I figured it was to be anywhere I ran if I went downstairs or so on and so forth. And I'm just holding my body and I'm leaning up against the wooden desk in my extra room. And it was so strong. They seemed, that's how I could tell. They were just pumping massive amounts of it in my extra room. It was unbelievable. This is 1 through 5. This is a 5. They can't pump any worse than this. Just to be clear, this was off the Richter scale, the intensity of their gas attack. And I would go into the hallway. I swear to God, it was all over in the hallway. It was in the bathroom. I could not get away from it. And so most of the time, because I went racing to the bathroom like at least 6 to 8 times, most of the time, like right now, they're gassing me. Oh, no shit. It's 12. Okay, I have to run and race. Okay, it's 12:18 p.m. I have to literally fucking race. How do they know this, dude? I don't know. Okay, this very same gas I'm reporting is now being pumped into my main room. I think I made this point. I'm going to just get up and get ready to go to the bathroom. Oh, it's bad. It's really strong. We're going to go this way. This is the same gas. I might go through this again. They're just going to chase me back and forth. Oh my God, maybe if I stand in here, I can get away from it. Anyways, that's the point, okay? It was so fucking strong this morning. I would go right back, and my body reacts to this stuff. It just starts gushing diarrhea out, and my body does. And so I spent, here, I'm better in here. God damn, they're pumping it in that room, without any doubt they are. Okay, I spent a great deal of this morning's 20 minutes of hell just gushing diarrhea out. I would come in here where you see me now. I would lean up against the wooden desk right here by my bedroom door. And I would last about 30 seconds and then just go right back out. I had no choice. There's no choice. I would race back to the toilet and they'd pump it in there. And so I'd go 1 round of diarrhea. And then when they pumped it in there, another round of diarrhea. I was basically on that toilet for an entire 20 minutes, just getting up, coming in here to this room. I couldn't even make it into my room. The gas was so strong. I was just on my toes spinning around from this room into the bathroom, this room into the bathroom. They had all 3 rooms like you just witnessed. They just lit up my main room. I ran into here. And you know what? There's gas in here now. They're starting to do it in here and I'm grabbing at my body. So I'm going to go race back to the bathroom.